There's a problem with reality, and it's all down to you. Well, and me, well, everybody in fact. But there are 5 keys, golden keys as some call them, which help you unlock the 5 stages of reality and transcend to greater awareness. Hello again, my friend, Edward here, your holistic guide, with another dose of conscious engineering to help you step into the life of your dreams, live your light and step into your authentic self. Today's video is going much deeper than I've gone before, and if there's anything in this video you don't understand or you want me to expand on, please comment below and get the conversation flowing. Let's frame the problem before we look at solutions though. They will make more sense in context. When you look at the law of attraction, or more specifically the 4 laws of assumption, attraction, conscious creation and allowing that are actually facets of it, you will find them to be powerful tools. However, the law as a whole works at a universal level, above our limited 3-dimensional view of reality, and the problem comes when we try to apply it in a limited 3-dimensional manner. The matrix of our ego subverts the law into a tool to attract what you, i.e. your ego, wants. It thinks it runs the show, when in reality it's nothing more than a high-functioning, vainglorious intermediary that's supposed to help you navigate 3-dimensional reality. We have given it far too much credibility, and when we manage to park the ego, and that's one of the best purposes of regular meditation, we allow the universe to flow through us and experience higher consciousness and greater understanding. We move from a state of things happening to us, victimhood and resistance, to things happening for us, which is acceptance and allowing, to things happening through us, which is flow and enlightenment. Let me give you an example. You go to the ocean and you take an empty bucket with you. You fill the bucket with water and then you go back inland. You now have a bucket of water with you, but it's still part of the ocean it originally came from. True or true? But give that bucket of water an ego, now that bucket thinks it is the ocean and is separate and unique to all the other buckets that are out there. To clarify that analogy a little bit more, the bucket is your physical body and the water is your soul. But the ego perpetuates the delusion of separation consciousness. You can see the problem here. There's a saying, master the flow and flow with the formless. And this encapsulates the journey from resistance to enlightenment that we're all on, whether we're aware of it or not. We need to get into natural flow with the universe and do so authentically. The law is a natural process in the universe. We might ascribe it to a creator, a higher power, or some other personification of existence. Yet this is our ego at work trying to make sense of the billions of bits of reality data within its limited capacity to process only a fraction of them. The separation consciousness our vessel has must be allowed to reintegrate and the duality become one. And this concept exists in many religions and spiritual philosophies. One of the most prevalent examples of this is the Tao, the middle way, and the relationship to the yin and yang symbol. Dark and light intertwine, and at the heart of each is the seed of the other. The circle that encompasses them represents the oneness when both are integrated. And this flow within the state of oneness allows like to attract like, resonance, harmony, synchronicity. The important lesson to take away here is that the shadow aspects of ourselves need to be accepted and integrated into our whole to achieve the oneness we seek. When our ego tries to deny the shadow parts of ourselves, then this creates further separation and leads to 2 potential outcomes. The first one is we may become detached from reality and think that only spirituality, the light, is the path home. We deny the other aspects of ourselves and are not whole, but we believe we are, and this is the most seditious trick of the ego. Remember, I always say that your thoughts form a blueprint that the mind makes real. Well, this is another example of it. You think you're on the right path, so your mind creates an environment in which it becomes real and attracts more of the facets of this reality to you. You may denounce money as evil or not important, then wonder why you seem to be suffering. Then you justify suffering as a necessary part of the journey, and so you perpetuate the cycle over again. The second outcome could be that the universe knows what you need and will send more of it to you. It knows you need to be balanced, and so by denying your shadow side, you may find yourself confronted with ever greater negative circumstances until you accept the duality of your existence and move towards wholeness. These could be accidents, toxic relationships, financial loss, bad luck, or feeling like you're on a roller coaster between joy and unhappiness, depression, and many more such manifestations. As we go through our life or lives, our process of enlightenment unfolds. The more we deny, then the more we descend. the more we integrate, the more we ascend. And that's where the idea of ascension comes from. As we are subject to the law, we create external mirroring circumstances to reflect our internal configuration of consciousness. We resonate at a specific frequency and attract more of what we are at that frequency, a bit like a magnet. We broadcast our subconscious patterns, samskara, karma, and everything else we carry around with us, and the universe responds. We create our outer reality as if we were projecting a movie onto the screen of existence. Where our attention goes, energy flows, and it shapes all of the experiences we have. Once we get our heads around this, we truly understand that life happens through us, as I mentioned earlier. So we are no more than an expression of the universe into this reality. We are not here, as the ego may think, to get what we want based on consumerist or egotistical ideals which are propagated through the culturescape or brawls, but to authentically be the facet or hologram of the one and express our individualized truth in this level of existence. We need to unpack and integrate our shadow in order to ascend, and that's a topic for a whole series of videos, to be honest. Anyway, I'm reminded of a Nightwish song called The Greatest Show on Earth, where the narrator lands this point beautifully. It says, "After sleeping through 100 million centuries, we have finally opened our eyes on a sumptuous planet, sparkling with colour and bountiful with life. Within decades, we must close our eyes again. Isn't it a noble and enlightened way of spending our brief time in the sun to work at understanding the universe and how we have come to wake up in it? We are going to die. And that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they are never going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my place, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of the Sahara. Certainly those unborn ghosts include greater poets than Keats, scientists greater than Newton. We know this because the set of possible people allowed by our DNA so massively exceeds the set of actual people. In the teeth of those stupefying odds, it is you and I, in our ordinariness, that are here. We, privileged few who won the lottery of birth against all odds. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to that prior state from which the vast majority have never stirred? For me, it reminds me that despite the feelings of being nothing special, I exist against all odds, to be an expression of the divine, the universe, oneness, or whatever you like to refer to it as. And with these gifts, I am here to express that facet of the universe. I'll put a link to the song below if you fancy a listen. This may not be as world-changing as we think passions and purposes must be. It can be collaborative or even local within a small unit of people. But whatever talents we have, by working through the process and using the keys, we can make a difference in this world, even if it's to just one person. Don't dim the light on your talents. Find your inner authentic self and live your light. The important takeaway is to realise and accept the universal reality and that you're already manifesting perfectly. You have a golden opportunity to change, evolve, and grow into your own oneness. And when you surrender to this process, aka the law of allowing, then the whole universe works with you in every moment. When you really master the flow and flow with a formless, reality just opens up, and every moment presents opportunities for success and abundance, even if they may appear guised as challenges. So what are the 5 keys you came here for and have patiently listened to me talk about the nature of reality? Well, the keys unlock levels of ascension as you learn to live your light. The first one is your environment. It's the base level of reality. Keenly observe what's going on around you in your life. Step back from your ego's insistence on running the show and look objectively. Recognise that situations will be drawn to you to reveal inner blockages that trigger you. Become the observer. The second level or key is the reaction that you have to that environment. Bend like a reed in the wind, as Bruce Lee famously said. Do not resist the situation, as this may break you. Look inward at the thoughts and emotions that arise and accept or allow them to be. Do not let your ego override them, but spend time understanding what's going on inside. Number 3. Now we're in the middle. It's kind of like a fulcrum point on our journey. And the process here sounds more about the shadow side. And this is the side which is often neglected. But the inner and outer observations apply equally to the positive as they do to the negative circumstances. If you are triggered, ask why you feel this way. Ask what it is you're trying to resist and not accept. And ask what outcome you think you need from the situation. Journal or meditate on these resistance points and they will slowly diminish and integrate. and ask the same of ecstatic situations. Now, I use this word deliberately as when you're driven by emotion, then your intelligence is often diminished. Think about a time when you were so joyous, maybe celebrating a significant birthday with a friend, and you fell into a bout of hedonism. You might well have done something you later regretted. Emotions are high, intelligence is low. The fourth level, we're going to look for some signs. You've passed a turning point here, and you can start to work with the universe. Now you're more aware of what's happening to you, and to an extent for you, and you can expand your awareness of your environment and start to look for signs that reflect your true inner nature. As you peel away and integrate the spikes and bumps of your ego versus reality, you will begin to see that the outer world truly is a reflection of your inner world. People, situations, animals, numbers, dreams, experiences, patterns, and other signs will start to show up on your radar more often. You will become aware of them. Keep a journal and you will build a picture, the hologram of yourself from what's in your field of consciousness. Now, the fifth level is the pinnacle. It's where we co-create with the universe. As you attune to the patterns around you and align with the flow of the universe, you will step into the fullness of your authentic self. Limiting beliefs will fall away and you will step into co-creating with the universe. Life will happen through you and you may feel miraculous or simply magical. And if you're finding this video interesting, I'd appreciate if you boop the like button to show YouTube it's valuable so it can spread to more seekers like you who would benefit from it. Thank you. This is the journey of existence we're all on. The 5 keys or levels are processes in themselves which help us step up and become the authentic person we are here to be. The law of attraction isn't about making $1 million appear in your bank account overnight. Unless this is aligned with your bigger picture, of course. And that's why most people's manifestation fails. They don't live in alignment and want quick fixes to situations that require greater work. Now, I talked about the ego a lot in this video, which actually talks about 9 of the ego's biggest tricks. And go watch it now. And until next time, my friend, I hope you find your light.
Hello there.
And this encapsulates of what we are at that. Find your
I'm going to do that again. I like doing it again.
This is aligned with your bigger purpose.